a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Baraba, deba. Skibidi, dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment. On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon radio station.
Welcome. What's the name?
My name is Andrew Nkoko, a legitimate employee of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and I serve as an account analyst here.
Andrew, can you tell us what you're in the scheme conducting?
Since the election in November, there have been an argument between Whistleblower and us on grounds that he wants to forcibly claim a training position at the EPA. Now, let me be frank with you. The act that created EPA granted the executive director a training position, provided if he meets the fundamental formalities that will give it a training. And one of those fundamental formalities says that, well, according to Section 16 of the Act, that the president shall appoint an executive director with wide environmental knowledge, which he lacks. Further in the Act, it says that the president shall appoint the executive director from a short list of 30 individuals recommended by the National Environmental Policy Council. If you ask me what we've got a policy council at EP, I would tell you no. So in the absence of a policy council, there is no issue about tenure. So when this type of claim about tenure is very criminal, and we as employees of EPA from day one, we said that we will not condone that. Whether you break us into pieces, whether you tear our skin, our blood weight that he has started doing, we will not entertain that he conversation about tenure. Now, our main argument this morning was that the president, the former president, Dr. George Manuel Weah signed an executive order 123. And section 9 of that executive order clearly states that non-20 presidential appointees shall be presumed resigned as of the date of inauguration. So this morning we came and told Western Tabel, in keeping with the executive order, you are presumed resigned. And the law further states in the executive order that the most senior civil servant shall assume or act as officer in charge. We turn the Western Tabel that as per the organic grant of the EPA, the most senior officer at about this time is the chief technical advisor. So as of today, the chief technical advisor should serve as the officer in charge. That is Benjamin Comeau. We told him that Benjamin Comeau should assume the responsibility of the executive director of the EPA as the chief technical advisor. So he should be the officer in charge. We told him, but I don't know why Western Tabel so much want to hold on to the position of executive director criminally.
Aside from being, taking all the position without tenure and all of that, has Western Tabel served well?
Hello folks, Spoon TV Live, welcome. We have the American Ambassador to the United Nations. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
And welcome to Liberia again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I see your smiles. I see the president himself is smiling. You want to tell us quickly, what message did you bring from President Biden aside congratulations to President Boykai?
Well, first and foremost, congratulations to President Boykai and congratulations to the people of Liberia for having a stable transition. But what the message I brought from the president and from the people of the United States was our continuing support for Liberia, a reaffirmation of a firm partnership that has been a partnership over many, many years. We're looking forward to working with President Boykai and his new administration and seeing that Liberia begin to move forward in a positive direction to really harness the resources that are here in this country and to support the people of Liberia in terms of their education and their health needs, as well as their needs for infrastructure. So I'm traveling with the USAID director who has addressed some of those issues with the president as well.
Okay, but one last question, Madam Ambassador. There's this shift. Liberians are saying there isn't so much of an American presence in terms of, making sure that there's the secondary effect of our mineral resources. What do you have to say about that in terms of manufacturing and all of that?
We support Liberia and we support the private sector, and we want to encourage the private sector to invest in Liberia. They're not going to invest in Liberia until they have confidence in the government. And I am very, very confident that President Boykai will provide that confidence to the private sector. They're waiting and raring to come back to Liberia.
Thank you, ma'am. President Boykai, just a word from you, sir. Yes, Ambassador Greenfield just stated, but what did you say about Liberia to the American ambassador that has reaffirmed the confidence of the Americans in the Liberian government and you as president?
We have assured them over and again that this administration is going to make a difference. We want to make sure that we respect the partnership by making sure we put the country on the right path to serve the people of this country. We need it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We cannot insist that everybody will get invitation and then in the end, everything's done messy. Nobody got here yesterday. Apparently, it was an open gate. Because the way people were going about, I get invitation, no invitation, can't come. This place yesterday, look at the people who were here for invitation. We're not in terms of getting great. Even our regular disabled friends who get kind every day to work with us, they were here yesterday. Loser, amputee, boys who get kind every day to give out. Why were they okay? Why were they trouble? I am making a case. So take serious of this matter. We send out invitation. If the president, the foreign minister has guests they want to invite to the delivery of the annual message, they should send it to our protocol. We send out those invitations. The president is coming to deliver his annual message. The president is in charge of security, the executive. The security of the state is in the hands of the executive. But they deliver the annual message and coming here to the Capitol building. But here, legislative function. And we must take charge. In America, when the speaker said no annual message, the president ain't going. Nancy Pelosi wrote Donald Trump. Once you are ready for annual message, what are you come about? The president is there. The records are there. Annual message delivery is legislative function. We should start being invited to legislative function, and the legislature must take charge of these protocols so that when there's anything that happens, we can take responsibility. Yesterday was a disaster. It was an embarrassment. People wouldn't even have found water under the sun to drink. The protocol, they are all on the stage. They don't even know when to move on them. Every little thing, they all inside the camera. No, the main function.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Okay, tune to Spoon Radio Station, Spoon Television. This is where you get factual information about all of the happenings in Liberia. I'd like to say welcome to another edition of the program. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. This is where we get to talk about the trending national issues. We get to engage with the newsmakers, of course, and making sure that we bring you all the pieces of information you need about Liberia. So welcome again. We're here tonight. My name is Nelson Colen. And yes, the late night show is live across the Spoon Network, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5, and Spoon 107.5. We're also live on several radio stations across the country: Gibi FM, Trust FM, Premier FM, and a host of other radio stations across Liberia. Welcome. Today is the 25th day of January. Of course, this is 2024, and today is the third day under the Unity Party administration. And of course, I'd like to say welcome to all of you joining us tonight. Let me just go across quickly and bring in the guys. Let me bring our co-moderator, Moba Zoka, on. Moba, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on. You are muted, right? Okay, let me unmute you. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
I'm good now, right?
It's good to have you on tonight, Moba. What's going on? How are you?
Well, I'm so excited, with the nominees from the president for those very positions. I think they will bring a lot to the table for our country. And today, I was so cool, relaxing home today, watching some soccer game, have fun, watch Spoon this evening until the end there. So I have a great day today. Yes, of course I do. I do have a great day. What about you?
Yeah, I think I had a good day, and yes, I'm glad to be here again after the ups and downs. Yes, it's a good thing to be here again. Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
Let me bring in Mr. Jilau Sandy, folks. We ask you to kindly share the program. Kindly share the program as you join us. So let's have a great show here tonight. Sandy, welcome. Thanks for joining us. It's good to have you on tonight.
You muted, Sandy?
You tell her what. Hello, Sandy?
We can hear you, Sandy. The message again 1 minute probably. Okay, you go now.
Number 13. Yeah. How you doing?
Sandy, stop acting the puppy. You reach there.
Let me act the puppy go to car.
No,
When you hit the 80s now, what you do?
you know now.
Well, it's good to be here again, man. Welcome.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me bring Alfred Yafandi on. Yafanda. The man say he's Yafanda. I shouldn't call him Yafandi. Alfred, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you so much.
Okay. So lots of things happening in the country, man. So
So
many
we say nothing about man today.
we
That
Moba,
dive straight
Moba,
to it.
take your time. Take your time, Moba. You know, we
No,
we
nothing much, my man. I just asking that.
okay. So let's do quick 1 minute. Talk about what's on the mind. What's on our minds. But from the last edition of the show, there were a couple of things that came up. Um, we we were able to get um some folks reaching out. Our guest from last evening provided a document that we're going to be sharing here.
But
One of those accused, Mr. Gibson Jeru,
Mhm.
says he wants to come on and clarify something very quick because he has an information as well relating to the accusation that was leveled against him last evening. So we're going to do all of those things and then come back to talk about the nominations. The
yeah,
nominations
but
and the
Nelson, you
pieces of
think?
information that's
Mhm.
circulating with respect to those nominees. The pieces of information that's circulating with respect to the nominees and everything that's happening now. We'll talk about those issues as well. But let's start up. Marie has joined us. Marie, thanks for joining. Welcome to the show. Okay, so let's start up with Moba. Moba, you want to tell us quickly what's on your mind?
Yeah. Before I go to what on my mind, I think it would be like because here you're talking about bringing Jerry Gibson in, to clarify his name. But I think since you having some of the documents or some of the evidence with you, so I think it would be right for Mr. Abraham or Fana, and we got a schedule of day that he will come on and Gibson will come with display those.
No, he will come on as well because he needs to further explain those documents that
Okay,
he sent to us. So
because I
ABU will
think
come on shortly. ABU is going to be coming on in uh maybe like 10 minutes or so from now. He'll
okay.
be coming
Oh,
on.
okay.
Mr.
Then that. Oh,
Gibson
that's
Jero,
fine. That's fine.
Mr. Gibson
Okay.
Jero will be coming on as well.
All right.
Yeah, so it's going to be a fascinating show.
That's good.
And
That's good. That's good.
but I just want us to do the quick
Yeah.
discussion about those issues on our minds. And once we're done with the folks that will be coming on, then we will move on to the to in-depth discussion on the nomination, the listing, and all of that, and some of the information coming up on those people. Yeah, but go ahead,
Yeah.
Moba.
Okay. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you. Thank you for a 40-minute time. What on my mind today? First of all, I will tell the president thank you for nominating uh, all the brilliant people to serve our country. And I know they will serve well, and they will carry change in our country. And secondly, I want to tell the IAA boss thank you because read some statement from him about audit. It's not a wish hunt. He said there will be an audit, and he said that there will be no like audit is not a wish. It's not a wish hunt. People will just be they will get accountability for whatever they have. Uh, More especially if you get your work the right way, the government will make sure you will pay like in Sierra Leone, the tribunal, the corruption tribunal over there. They were able to get a lot of money from the people from the outgoing government, a lot of billions of dollars, leons. And I think our country need to do the same. So all the people who looted our country for the past 6 or 12 years or whosoever, let it pay and let it be accountable for what it did to our people. Thank you. Cindy, what on your mind?
Is that to me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Look, our country is on my mind. I mean, I agree. At this stage, I think what we are seeing is the appointment being made by the president. We're going to dive more into the appointments, but I must agree that there are some good credentials. Some of us are doing some research on those individuals, and what we are seeing in terms of their academic, backgrounds and their experiences seems to be in the right direction. They seems to be very fit for their prospective areas that they are being appointed to. So that's good. It's good to see that the president is making his appointments and that the new administration will kick in to start serving the Liberian people. I'm looking forward to better leadership. I'm looking forward to people that have Liberia at heart and want to serve their people genuinely, and not people who have some hidden intention to corrupt the system. Mr. Boakai was elected because we call him Mr. Clean Man, and I'm hoping that those serving or will be serving with him will also, be clean in the process and do the and serve rightfully and serve the Liberian people rightfully. I look forward to a great show tonight, and I look forward to any debate that we will have here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Marie, the way us smile. Go
Thank
ahead,
you. I'm
Mama.
sorry you cut me off. Thank you, Madura.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to be here today as well. What's on my mind is that why it is exciting and important for appointments to be made. Um, I'm hoping that the transitional team can at least come out to the Liberian people and give us a breakdown as to, their takeover from the George Weah-led government. And, just so we can start building that transparency that the Liberian people voted for Joseph Barker for. And I'm also excited for some of the statement made by the president today, such as building the Lo-Fi Road from Kenema, all the way to Monrovia, possibly. I'm excited, and I'm also excited about the appointments as well. The ladies look very, very impressive. The ladies that are being appointed, we have been doing research in the back, and it's amazing. And I'm excited to get into that topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yafada, right? That's the name?
Yeah,
Right?
Fanda.
Yafanda, okay.
Yes, thank you
Go
so
ahead.
much, Moruba, for bringing me in. The change that we have been looking for, I think the change is here, because we have to first know that we have make a difference. So before the difference finally appears, I want to talk about the personal experience that I have experienced, because this is what is in your mind. I think Liberians have been losing money during upon Weah administration, or when it comes in a lot of visa, because so many of us have been trying to apply for visa, and then during Ellen Johnson time, people have visa in their various states, like in Atlanta, Georgia, you will get visa. But then now under upon Weah administration, so that was canceled. And then when I apply for a visa to New York, brothers and sisters, I have called them for so many times. Those guys do not even answer call until they do not even give me a visa. I have to demand them to send my money back. What am I trying to say is that Liberian people, we need money. Why are we losing money? So now under Joseph Walker administration, I think we can, or he can, look onto that and see that that is another source of income, because American embassy in Liberia, anytime I call them, they're going to answer. I talk with them because I have my family down there. So what I'm saying here, we as a new government, we have to look into that because that is another source of income. We're losing money according to my personal experience. I'm not going to explain deeper about what I went through, but it caused me to stop in Liberia for 1 month because of me being stubborn of what I did. But with all that, I just want to bring that up. We can take a day, we talk about that. I think that is another source of income, especially when we pay attention on visa aspect. Make it easy for people.
Thank you for Apple. Alfred, go ahead, my brother.
Good evening, my good panelists. Jirayu Sandy, and my man. Every day I see you, you win my admiration, my man. You know, so you need to call me, Sandy, so we can talk in the back. But what's on my mind? What's on my mind tonight is the appointment of the agriculture minister. I'm looking forward to a strategic national plan from the agriculture minister, a 10-year strategic national plan from the agriculture minister. We have to begin from somewhere. You know, this government will begin as quick as possible to start talking about the things that will revive our people and resuscitate the country from abject poverty. So I look forward to that. I also look forward to these guys pending their confirmation hearing to begin the process of declaring their access. It should not be a hauling and pulling, because we have talked about one of our signature discussion during the campaign was the issue of access declaration. It should not be a hauling and pulling. They should begin the process of declaring their access before they go before the House of Senate for that confirmation hearing. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bayi.
Let me say good afternoon to you all in the studio and to the rest of our listeners out there. What's on my mind is that, the appointments today made by the president, it was awesome. A bunch of those names I will call. I think the president has some far-sighted mind on them. I know that the reason why, and then I know very well that it was vetted upon pending confirmation hearing. But you see, the first thing I brought about Alfred, the thing is that even those that sitting in their house, that those ministers or the appointees are going to for verification, they have not even declared the asset yet. So that's number one. So the thing there is that Liberians, we just need to put a couple of things into perspective in terms of asset declaration. Again, a couple of weeks ago I said it, until we have that reform, that is to go back and revise that constitution, we always find serious problem into a lot of things that we're coming or we're asking for to be done. So I wait to hear for all to discuss the issues today. That was on my mind.
Thank you. Mr. Cesar, Raymond, go ahead, my brother. You muted. All right.
Well, it's a pleasant thing to always be here and be part of the discourse. I want to congratulate especially those who were nominated today by the President, His Excellency Uncle Joe. I know especially the Minister of Health. When she was in medical school, I got to know her. She's a decent lady, and I have no doubt that she will do the needful and ensure that our health system is improved immensely. But I want to caution the president to speed up his appointments, because he made some promises and we ran with it, especially the one about the 100 days deliverable. I've been an engineer. I know what it takes to have roads constructed in a form and manner, especially F roads, that is pliable. It's not an overnight thing. It takes a while to plan. It takes a while to mobilize men in the field, equipment, and get the work done. If it's going to be done in 100 days, President Eli should have hit the ground running. He should not be fumbling on putting his government together. That's something he should have had waiting for inauguration to unfold to the Liberian people. And so that they go through the process of getting through the legislature, the Senate, a starting job. But if we're going to go with the pace that which he's going with, I don't think some of the promises made were earnest. And we are here not to be praise singers, but to call the government to caution, and so that the needful is done not for the people elected, not for the people appointed, but for the Liberian people to have the, the good that they can enjoy their country. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ned. Raymond. Yeah, you said that, of course, right? We all want for the president to nominate all these people that we're talking about. But I think the vetting process also include in our identical in our process too, because you can just take somebody, and then you gotta pick somebody out and they say, okay, I put in the place. You gotta do a background check. You gotta read the person credential. You gotta understand what the person coming from, the person background before you appoint the person. So I think it take a little bit of time, but within the yeah. Let me just learn. And you come in. I think within the time frame we're talking about, it may be a little bit. Maybe we can estimate maybe a week. Probably all this nominee and thing will be done. But again, we can't rush the president. We can't force into the. I mean, we can't rush into the extent that he got to do it now. He got to do the one. No, brother, you said you have been a leader before. You know how these things work. So I'm a commend you what you said. But
brother, don't go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Moreover, when the president got elected and NEC announced him as president-elect, that's when he should have been working with a cabinet, not on the day that he was announced president. All that should have been ready. And once he gets the gavel, he starts to work. That's what planning is about. That's why it calls being proactive. But what I'm seeing from him, that's not what I thought when I said he would be ready for day one. And if we're going to hold his feet to the fire, we can't make excuses for him. That's not proactiveness. We can't wait. Today is the third day for his presidency. And we're talking about 100 days deliverable. It comes from the day of inauguration. It doesn't come from the day his cabinet are going through the confirmation process now. So he should have included all of this. That's why he should have been proactive. Thank you.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have a great show tonight. I want to say thanks to everyone. Thank you for telling us exactly what's on your mind. Of course, some of these very discussions we're gonna come back to because it's important. We should have that space where we can all express our disagreements with policies, the policymakers, and how we see those people proceeding, and how we think the system can work well for everyone. So that's what it should be about. And there will always be diversity of views, and that's what makes democracy works for everyone. But again, welcome to the show. We have a lot to talk about tonight, but as we informed you, last evening we hosted a guest. Mr. Fofana was here with us last evening. We had a great discussion. A lot we discussed. There were lots of things he touched on, and we talked to, and we really engaged him with respect to providing pieces of document connected to what he was talking about, some of those claims and some of those issues he highlighted. And he was able to provide a few of those documents. And so we thought to bring him on to throw a little bit of light on them. And then, of course, Mr. Gibson Jerry as well has a document in relation to what he was being accused of. He will come on to say what it is, and then we will end up the show by moving on to our next discussion. We're hoping that we can do all of this in maybe the next 1 hour and move to our next discussion. So let us now welcome Mr. AB Fofana, Mr. Abraham Fofana, to the show. Mr. Fofana, welcome. It's good to have you on tonight.
Oh, thank you very much.
I must say I love your
Glasses?
your shades, glasses or whatever. I mean, does it have a lens or what?
The man want me behind his shades tonight.
Yeah, the reason is I want to remind Gibson Giroux that he's on his way to the Netherlands where Charles Taylor is, and this is how Charles Taylor used to dress.
Okay, so again, it's good to have you on tonight. I want to say thank you for again accepting to come on. We are going to have a spirited conversation tonight. But first thing is, I want you to kindly adjust your camera. We just adjust it somewhere close, or you could just go move closer to your camera so that we don't see the rest of your body parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I
Am
think
I fine?
that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So again, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight, Mr. Fofana. Thanks for being here. So the last time you appeared on the platform, there were a couple of things you talked about. You spoke of, and you spoke of how Liberian passport is being given to the wrong individuals. The passports are in wrong hands, and you spoke of the whole thing being a syndicate, a cartel, a group of individuals who have grouped themselves, some of them in powerful positions, and they are using their positions and all of that to do what they do, and they are protected based on those different positions that they have. And as part of the claims you made, you sent us a few documents, though not all of what we requested, but you have told us that you're consulting with lawyers, and you decided to share a few of the documents with us. Subsequently, you'll be sharing more. So based on that, we thought to bring you on tonight before bringing Mr. Gibson Jerry on. Now, this is the first document you shared. You want to tell us more about this? I see here a book. Is it a passport, Mr. Fofana?
It's a passport. It's a passport copy. Original passport copy. It's an original passport copy.
Okay. And I see here is an ordinary passport. The name I see here is Mohammed Kamara. The date of birth is July 25 or the 25th of July 1970. The date it was issued was October 29th, 1998, and
Yes.
expiration date October 28th, 2003. You want to tell us
Correct.
about this document? Someone listening to you and someone who followed the presentation from last evening may just be concerned, considering the date that this particular passport was issued as far back as 1998. Now, aside from that, the name bearing this passport is Mohammed Kamara. Is there any suspicion? Is there any reason to believe that this passport was issued to the wrong person? And given the situation now we're discussing, someone may be concerned as to why does it have a date as far back as 1998? Just take off from there. Let's hear you, sir.
Anyway, I'll tell you, thank you for bringing me on this stage. And for viewers that joining us today, I'm Ibrahim Fofana. I am the head of Liberians in the Netherlands. In Liberia, the newspapers gave me the name Mr. Football. So I'm called Mr. Football. Look, we shouldn't look at the passport because it was issued 1990 or 1995.
98.
What is important here, because I also have other copies. I am saying to you, the reason why I presented this one to you to begin with is because this evidence is in the Netherlands, and I'm in contact with this individual up to present.
The bearer of this passport?
Yes, the owner of this passport.
Okay.
The owner of this passport was arrested by Interpol. And speaking on the social media, Interpol caught me through our Dutch police. So this guy was in prison, because sometimes when illegal immigrants are in prison in the Netherlands, we have a place they call Rotterdam. I go there to visit them in the prison. The last person I ever visited in the prison was an Indian guy. He took asylum in Germany. He came to the Netherlands to work, and he had problem with the police. Police arrested him to deport him. When he carried him to the prison compound, his sister contacted me, because I also represent Indians, Pakistanis, and others. So this guy who photo on this passport is a Nigerian guy. This guy came in contact with me through recommendation from some people that I should help him. So he was skeptical to get me his passport. Okay. Whenever he comes to the office, he would begin to talk. Then one day, I don't know what induced him. He took out the passport. He said, "Mr. Fana, you had a passport." So I said, okay. They were having a passport reading. They started behaving like I got a telephone call. They say, "Oh, hello, hello." So I started working with the passport. I went in another room, I photocopied the passport. Then he told me to renew the passport for him. The cost anything he will pay. So this guy I'm talking about is known by the Dutch police. I'm talking on this live broadcast that this guy is known by the Dutch police, the Netherlands police. So if I'm lying, they will come to correct me. This guy had never been to Liberia. Can you imagine? When I asked him, I said, "But which part of Liberia you were born?" Of course, I'm seeing in the passport. He said, "Lofa County." I laughed because I'm born in Lofa. So if you see Lofa, I'm concerned because I know Lofa to the tip of my finger. Okay, because I speak Kisi, I can write Kisi. Not only speaking it, I can write Kisi. Joseph Boaka know that I, Ibrahim Fofana, can write Kisi.
Okay. So you begin to question the individual, you begin to ask him some questions.
He didn't know that he was dealing with a person that could track him down. He said, "Lofa County." I said, "Lofa County?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Where in Lofa?" He started naming places. I said, "But who is your father in Lofa?" He said, "My father was in the army, the KH, and so forth." So I knew he was lying. Because when he started talking about army, I knew he was trying to connect it with ECOMOG. And ECOMOG came in the 90s. Then how can you be born in the 90s? So I said, this guy, you don't know who he's talking to. Because I, Ibrahim Fofana, I fled Liberia through Ambi 1312. The military ship, I can still remember the ship name. It was a gray ship. I paid $300 US to leave Liberia under the bullet. I had to pay the Nigerians to smuggle me inside. Okay. So that passport is an original passport that was issued this guy, this drugs dealer. And this is where we are.
Wow. So looking at this passport, guys, if any of you have a question, any concern, you can just you can come in because we're not holding him long.
They
Mr.
can send
Jason.
it to the foreign ministry. They can send it to the foreign ministry in Liberia. They will confirm it that that passport is a good passport.
So my question is that the only evidence he provided?
Yeah, so I'm coming. I'm trying to get something up. So okay, so something about this passport. So okay, so the name of this individual is Mohammed Kamara.
And that's not his name.
So the date of birth, 1970. Place of birth, Vonjama, Lofa County. And you have the issuance, the date it was issued, 1998, October 29th. Okay. So when this individual was arrested, and like you just said, did the authorities uncovered his real name? You just told us his nationality. Was that established by maybe the Dutch government that arrested him, or the Interpol that arrested him, and all of that?
The
At what point
Interpol,
did they establish his nationality?
the Interpol and the Dutch police still recognize him as Mohamed Kamara, a Liberian.
But what is his actual name?
We'll get to that when I get the advice of my lawyer.
Okay.
I'm saying to you, he's not a Liberian. He's carrying a Liberian passport, and this guy is presently in the Netherlands, Amsterdam.
Okay. So on the flip side, okay, Alfred, you have a question. Just come in with that question real quick because I want to throw the next document he presented.
No, you already quizzed him on that. I was wanted to ask you for the real name of the individual.
Okay.
You quizzed him on that.
Okay.
But he's a Nigerian. He's a Nigerian. I don't want to disclose his real name yet. He's a Nigerian.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. It's okay.
Fana.
Yeah.
Fana, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, compatriot.
All right. So from our conversation last night, is this the same guy that carrying the two different names?
No. The guy that carrying the two different names is a Liberian. Is a Liberian. But this guy.
So this guy, what the tribe?
No, you asked me. Can I clarify the question? Comment on the question you asked me.
Just give him the time to do that. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I'm asking. I said, what country is this individual from?
He said he's a Nigerian. He's from Nigeria.
Or Nigerian?
Yeah, he's a Nigerian living in the Netherlands, Amsterdam.
Okay. So okay. Yeah.
But I'm not done. I'm not done. Let me clarify what he asked about Mohamed Konde. Mohamed Konde, I told you about, that is using another name, Mohamed Keita. This is a BM, but a Liberian. He's a Liberian, but he's a BM. We call them business guys. These are the people that can, what they call, and take their money easily. So that one, he's a Liberian. The guy that using Mohamed Konde and Mohamed Keita. He has two Liberian passports.
Okay.
I say Yinabo is aware.
And that brings us to the next document you shared. You equally shared this one with us in connection. I don't know how clear it is from where you guys sit. I don't know.
Show me a little bit.
I can see.
Okay, unfortunately, I can zoom. But what I have before me here says those watching on a larger on the bigger screen will be able to capture here, and it says, so who is organizing the War Crimes Court? allafrica.com. And I see the Inquirer newspaper, Monrovia there, and there's a portion there, and it's this article was published by Philip N. Whistle. All right. Now,
March 9, 2015.
Yeah, it was published on March 9, 2015. It is an opinion. You see up there, an opinion is more like an editorial or so. But let's go into it a bit, and I think this is where you try to link uh Mr. Isaac Yenebo.
No, I'm not trying to link him based upon this. No, I only brought this as a reference to know to tell you Isaac Yinago is a rebel.
Okay. So
I have other documents. I have other documents in my possession, and I also have video and photos of Isaac Yinago. I also have videos and photos. I have photos of Gibson Jeru when you were with the AFF people during the April 6th. I don't want to go far, please.
Yeah. So we're not going into that, sir. We're not going into that. But I want to know, how does this document right on the screen here, how does it relate to the information you provided earlier, linking Mr. Isaac Yenebo to the sales of Liberian passport and all the other things you spoke of? It's right before us here.
This document I sent you now, let's get it correct. I said it's a proof to let you guys know that Isaac Yinago is a rebel.
No, should we say former? Because he is not. We're not award.
If you say former, these guys have not been. These guys have not been fully disarmed. Mentally, you might think we took weapons from the people, but we needed to disarm them to rehabilitate them. Isaac Yinago is not rehabilitated.
Okay, so we're going to get to that aspect, but let's come to the third paragraph in this document that you share with us. It says, according to Front Page Africa Online, amongst the individuals whose names have surfaced include Isaac Yenebo of the Liberians United for Reconciliation and Democracy, or LORD, and former Senator of Grand Jida County, Jonathan Barney, of the National Patriotic Front of Liberia, and Dan Morias, now Senator of Maryland County, and so on. Now, so is this, Mr. Fofana, is this document right before us here? It's more like an article, a newspaper publication. Why do you think Liberians or those listening to us now should use this document to authenticate the information provided by you, that Mr. Isaac Yenebo and those individuals are into what you said you're into? Let's hear from you on that, because we want to wind down.
Yeah, I guess they have to believe this document because it's written by a credible person. Okay, Philip Whistler is credible. So if they don't believe in the Liberian newspapers, okay. But I just brought this so that other documents that I have in my possession, as I earlier stated, after I get a consent from my lawyers, I will begin to communicate with you. Even these ones, I did not want to send any document out, but just to prove the people, to tell them that I'm Abraham Fofana, I'm not those kind of people to beat around. I don't lie.
Okay. So guys, you have any question for Mr. Fofana? Okay. Cindy, you want to come in?
I can come in after Cindy.
Nelson, I have a comment. I mean, if that's okay.
You have a comment? Okay, go ahead, make your comment.
Yeah, Mr. Fofana, it's good to see you again. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, with friends, your compatriot, it's happy to see you again. Liberia is all we have. Let's stand up, brother.
That kind of long greeting there.
They're not long greeting. They're not long greeting, brother.
It's okay. Let me get to the topic.
You know, our forefathers led this thing with us. This country
we have you for 1 hour. Now we have to get other topics. So let me get to my point, please. Mr. Fofana presented our passport, Nelson, as a copy, a photocopy passport. Now, on the issue of the passport, I'm in line with Mr. Fofana. I said it last night. Our Liberian passport is in the hand of the wrong people. So that fight to ensure that the Liberian passport is protected, I'm in support of that. I think Mr. Fofana is on two spaces right now. He's talking about a passport, and then he's linking people to war crime. People like Asej Nambo and Big Brother Gibson, Jeru, he's linking them to war crime. And I think that's one of the areas I have issue with Mr. Fofana. Now, I for once don't like to point fingers, right? Liberia fought a 15-year plus of civil war with everyone have their own reasons for coming in. If we want to take people to court, we want to take people to war crime tribunal, let's do that. But let us not choose one side, let's go the other side. My brother came here last night. He called Aze Inambo a spokesperson of the law. He was a spokesperson of the law rebel. And by the way, some of you that don't know the law rebel came out to remove Charles Taylor. Some people think it was a good thing. Some people think it's a bad thing. That's your opinion. But he accused Mr. Nyambo of being a warlord. But then he mentioned his affiliation last night with Mr. Prince Johnson. Prince Yerube Johnson. He mentioned his affiliation with Mr. Johnson. In fact, he boasts of that. Oh, Mr. Johnson called me his blood. Ask Prince Johnson, he called me his blood. He mentioned that last night. You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't say Ginambo is a warlord and then you affiliate with Prince Johnson. So where are you? Do you have issue with people that brought war to Liberia and did bad things? If that's your case, that's your fight, then let's fight across the board.
Thank you.
But you cannot affiliate with Prince Johnson and then you're calling us a Ginambo. So stop the finger pointing. That's my point.
Thank you.
Okay. So should I say something?
Yeah. So, Mr. Fofana, you're coming, but let's have Marie to just ask a question, then you respond to all of that. Yeah, Marie, go ahead quickly.
Well, I don't really have a question. I'm really perplexed with the conversation right now. But I wanted to ask Mr. Fofana, because he mentioned that he know how, I guess he has a sense of identifying Lofians, and he felt as though the individual wasn't a Lofian. I mean, a lot of people come to Liberia even now and obtain passports because they reside in Liberia. And then also the writer he's talking about, that writer could have simply been somebody that, even right now, as he's accusing Mr. Gibson, somebody can go and write about it. It doesn't make his information credible. I feel like if he wants to present evidence, it's best to come out with the full evidence and just stop taking us around the bush, because if he had consulted his lawyer to present this passport evidence today, it should also be okay to give us full clarity and present other evidence.
Alfred Konowa.
Yes, sir. Last night I could not come on the show, but I listened very religiously. We gotta be transparent here, right? While it is true, I recognize Mr. Fofana's fight for our passport, which is the right thing to do, but I am concerned about his level of investigation and why is he not providing us the information that we need? Because this is a Liberian people platform. So if he come here and allegedly accuse people, people in high level position in our government, you should be able to provide the information as it is. But you can't come here and try to, that my brother can say, intellectualize the conversation and tell us, say, before you give our information, you got to go tell your lawyer. So if you want to go use the legal process by your lawyer, don't come here. There are many ways you can give out your information. You right now, someone will describe you as a whistleblower, right? Use the whistleblower means. Reach out to those people that you believe that have integrity, that you believe that can fight your cause, and provide the information to them, and let's move from there. But rather than giving all haphazard information and you want us to run with it, it's concerning to me.
Okay, so Mr. Fofana, you want to speak to that? Then we'll bring the last two persons in. Then we'll bring Mr. Gibson Jeru. He's in the background. He wants to make a quick point.
Okay, look, my fellow panelists, compatriots, I want you all to be happy that I'm presenting documents and I'm giving references to people I'm talking about. I did not tell you the owner of this passport is in Mexico. The owner of this passport is now in Amsterdam with me. What is the duty of our government now? With this kind of information, the government write the Dutch government and say, oh, through the foreign ministry, write the Dutch government through the ambassador and say, this copy of this passport, we are interested to know about this person, about this Liberian that was arrested in the Netherlands, because this person is a Liberian now. He does anything, it will go as Liberian. So are you now happy that I got a copy of this passport to present it to you, and other documents I have in my possession that I want to present to you? So do you know why it cost me to get these documents in my possession? Remember, my life is at stake. I'm not doing it because I want to be popular. I'm not doing it because I want to have food to eat. I get money from the government. The government gave me money. I'm satisfied with my life. But my concern here is for our country to move further.
Okay. Thank you.
I need to speak on the Prince Johnson connection that this guy talked about Sunday, compared Sunday. Look, I will continue to praise Prince Johnson. You know, sometimes it's good to give people their flowers while they are still alive. During the Civil War, except you were not in Monrovia, in Liberia. I was in Liberia, Monrovia. I was living in West Point. Before the war, I was not living in West Point. But I had my business also in West Point. So I came to hide myself in West Point. This is how Prince Johnson captured West Point. And what happened? West Point, Bushra Island, other places were the only places.
I'd rather not be lecture about the Civil War tonight. I'd rather not be.
No. I'm making reference to.
You are not going to lecture us on the Civil War.
So Mr. Fana,
Okay, then let me tell you.
To the point, sir. Yeah, just
let me tell you why Prince Johnson called me his blood. He called me his blood because he recommended to me through one of our contacts and said, Fofana, I was the first person Prince Johnson mentioned this to. He said, look, what you should be fighting for is for Muslim people to have holiday and for Christian people to have holiday. I said, well, Honorable Senator, I don't think it's right.
Man,
how can you say Muslim holiday?
No, he's not lecture about his
guys.
My man, then let's tell what the show about.
Guys, let's do this.
The man,
am I protected on this platform, please?
Mr. Fofana, I'm coming, sir. We may not like, or you may not like what Mr. Fofana is saying, but the fact that he's our guest here, let's try to respect that. And yes, Mr. Fofana is just here for a few more minutes. We have a lot to exhaust on the show for tonight, but the more you interrupt, the more we're just going to keep eating up the time. So, Mr. Fofana, can you conclude on this point, sir? So we try to move on.
So I was going to make a reference regarding Prince Johnson contacting me as his blood. I said Prince Johnson called me his blood.
Because of the connection you had with him, right?
Because of the connection he had established with me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so you just make just briefly make your is it a question? Okay, let's start with you, Alfred Yafana. You are muted, Alfred.
Mr. Fofana, I have two questions for you. Question number one. According to your statement, this passport is original. It is not fake. Have you detected that the Liberian people are giving passport to the wrong person? That is number one. Number two.
Are you what? Can come with that question again?
If you have suspected that the Liberians are giving passport to the wrong person because this passport is original, it is not fake. If this passport was fake, that is another ball game. That is question number one. Number two, if not so, Are you telling us that the Liberian passport is made in another country because this passport is original? This passport is original. It is not fake. So these are my two questions.
Okay, so yeah, I'm coming. Just for the sake of the discussion, because we have to move on. I think Mr. Fofana addressed those two issues already. He said the passport, the Liberian passport, are in the wrong hands, and that that individual was arrested because the passport is fake. He was arrested by Interpol and is right
No,
now.
he said the passport is original. He said that. That make me to ask this question. If something is original,
passport is original passport.
Okay, now it's original, but this man have not been to Liberia, according to him. This man have not been to Liberia. How will he have original passport?
Then there when he asked me to explain to you. Then let me explain to you how it happened and how it continues to happen. As I speak to you now, it's happening.
Okay.
What happened? This guy is a drugs dealer. Anything this guy does in the European countries is Liberia, name that is being damaged. They will not say Nigerian, they will say Liberia, because he has a Liberian passport. So if he goes into asylum now, and in Germany or Holland or France, and they accept him in the asylum, and in the future, they decide to give him a passport, a Dutch passport or a German passport, they will not say Nigerian German. No, they will say Liberian German.
Okay.
They will say Liberian German. Those guys are Liberian now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, Maggie, you want to come in quickly? So we bring in Mr.
Yeah, just a quick question, Mr. Fofana. Yeah, Mr. Fofana, thank you again for coming up. I don't know if you consulted your lawyer first before providing this passport here today. If you consulted your lawyer and he gave you the go ahead to show this passport, because the first thing when I look at the name, I look at the last name Kamara, because Liberians spell it with K and other countries might spell the last name with C. If you can show us this passport, why can't you give us the real name and you withholding this name? Are you protecting him?
No, that should be the work of our government. I'm only bringing this information on to you people as Liberians, so that we all can speak out. That's not my job. I don't have budget for that.
Okay, if you bringing it to us,
your lawmakers make
you going to go
15,000 per month. Your
Hold on,
lawmakers make 15,000 per month. Wait, your lawmakers.
Can you give her the chance to just ask her
One
last question?
second, Mr. Fofana. If you're bringing it to us for our government, our incoming government, to go after this individual or write the Dutch government, are they going to use Mohammed Kamara name if you were holding his actual name, his birth name, his real name? So how are they going to investigate with a
officially is known as Mohammed Kamara. He's a Liberian. I did not give him passport. So I don't think this person should be coming to me.
Nigerian.
Yes. He's a Nigerian, but he has Liberian passport. So now he's considered a Liberian, madam.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I think we have to hold it at that, and we need to make.
So what about me, Nelson? You always don't see me.
Okay, so Raymond, you can ask one question, and then Moba, you can do one. We have to.
So mine is a comment.
Yeah.
And I find it difficult to sit here and find others making some assumptions based on their intuition. But let me remind you guys, Joan Carroll or Jane Carroll, who accused Donald Trump for rape, all the media houses she appeared into, she didn't provide one evidence. When she went to court, Trump was found guilty. The way we establish things in Liberia is not standard procedure. And many of us believe, convicted that we're doing the right thing when we're bluntly wrong. Whistleblowers don't have to provide evidence. I said that yesterday. Nobody seemed to hear me out. There's an act for whistleblower protection. Anyone who come up with an allegation of a rigged system and flagging, the society is to protect them. No appraiser is just bluntly wrong to go harshly against someone who's blowing a whistle. You don't have the facts. You don't have the authority to investigate. Don't assume to be one in here.
Thank you. Let me come here with my question. Mr. Fana, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate what you do for Liberia. But my question is, the guy you're talking about, right? When the Dutch government got to know that he was flying with a Liberian passport, and he was caught in an act, maybe a crime, right? Am I right?
Right.
Yeah. Why you never tell the Dutch government, since he's a Liberian, he get a Liberian passport, he's a Nigerian, get a Liberian passport, which of course is a Liberian. Why you never contact the Liberian embassy and the Dutch embassy to deport him so that he can be investigated in Liberia? Or you not have that connection to do that?
In fact, to begin with, I immediately contacted Isaac Ninabo. Isaac Ninabo through the WhatsApp. Through the WhatsApp, I sent copy of this guy passport copy to Isaac Ninabo. Meaning, Isaac Ninabo, as ambassador, should have made a case with the Dutch government to say, oh, this information, this Liberian citizen, we are concerned, want to meet him. You understand? There where the ambassador will come in officially. But I'm not the ambassador here. So anything I'm doing, then I will have to pay extra money to find lawyer to go to meet this man, lawyer to say, look, this man is misusing our passport. I don't have that money to go after that.
Thank you so much. I understand the question. Thank you.
So we have to move on. As part of the interaction from last evening, Mr. Gibson Jerry here was being accused. And he has decided to come on to provide some pieces of information with respect to the allegations made against him last evening. Mr. Jerry, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you again for being here.
Okay. I know you're not here long, but there's a document you shared with us. I just want to pull this one up very shortly.
Before you do that, I want to ask Mr. Fofana, I know we and myself, we're not forcing, so I have a few clarifications to make, because if I'm a bad man now, you got to expose me, right? So
no, you're a bad man. You're a bad man. I'm on the phone. We don't equal with you. We don't equal with you. You're a bad man. I have your photo.
So Mr. Fofana, I have two questions to ask you, so I want you to please respond to my question, okay? So, Mr. Fofana, you said I was in the AFL. What year was I in the AFL?
What year?
Yeah.
I'm not a commander. I'm only aware as a Liberian citizen. I saw you with Chris Farley, and you fail to realize that General Rambo. General Rambo. General Rambo.
What year you saw me with Chris
Farley? The April 6th war.
You saw me with Chris Farley with April 6th war.
I saw you.
Well, Chris Farley in the AFL?
Why you mean Chris Farley in the AFL?
You said don't know Chris Farley? Hold on. You said I was in the AFL.
No.
Chris Farley was
I didn't say you were in the AFL. You participated with the AFL because you use your crime trap. Because during the Civil War, I thought you.
Okay. So I want us to do this, Mr.
By April 6th, there was no more AFL. By April 6th, AFL was dissolved.
I'm not in your AFL stadium.
Okay, so Mr. Jerry and Mr. Fofana, I don't want us to drag this thing to the whole tribal thing and Civil War.
No. For me, I'm not on tribal.
I want us to attack the issue. I want us to go to to the issue. There was an allegation he raised against you last evening, especially
Right.
when he said you made some publications for individuals seeking asylum in the Netherlands. As a media person, you use your office as a media practitioner to uh, make some false publication for those people, just to have them get asylum. So from that backdrop, you said you did some background check, and you shared a document with me. You want to speak to that, and
Yes,
maybe
Nelson, I will speak to that.
But Jerome,
This-
hold on a second.
oh,
yeah.
Nelson, I think Mr. Jerome is asking Brother Fofana a question. It's all about yes or no. It's not about dragging
absolutely.
the conversation.
Yeah,
So
so
please,
we have to
let us
make
not do
progress.
this.
He made one
Everyone has the
allegation
right to.
last night.
No,
Listen,
guys, we have
he
to.
made
Let
one
us not do
allegation.
this. Everyone have the right to tell their story as they know it. No yes.
Raymond, you
Let us not do this.
misrepresented the Whistleblower Act. It's not like that. So I
Okay,
don't
so,
want to
so
engage you
yeah,
on that.
I want us to
Don't
make
engage
progress
on that,
because we have a lot to.
Nelson, the reason why I'm asking, last night he made one allegation. Today he made new allegation. So it is an extension of last night. He gave new information today. That's why I'm asking. Because if you say I was in the AFL, you must have known when I was with AFL, what year I was with AFL.
Please
That is
stop
it's
misquoting me. Stop
not
misquoting me. I'm still alive. Stop misquoting me. I said you were with Chris Farley and others during the Civil War. I'm not
Okay.
saying you were with AFL.
So can we make progress? Can we go? Can
Okay.
we?
All right. Let me speak to the two issues. Mr. Fofana, I have never fought. I wish I did. I never fought, but I wish I did. Because when your people were killing our people in bombing, those were aggravating moments that we could have fought. So I wish I could have fought. Now, when Jalayu told you, when Sandy told you to stop pointing finger, he was right. Because you are not qualified to point finger at anybody. Okay? You were in Lofa. Well, hold on. We're speaking, I was listening.
Okay.
Just be patient. I made a little research on you, my brother. You were in Lofa. You participated in a massacre of the Bele people.
No,
That's how you ran away.
Mr. Jerry.
Hold on.
Mr.
No.
Jerry.
The man just said, I'll give you
no,
instances.
guys.
I'll give you instances. Mr. Fofana, there are a lot of Mandingo people who know you who are my friends. Okay? You ran away from Buchanan after the Ulimo J ran the Nimoke out. That's how you came to Morovia. You were one of those who participated with Jongo Jabba that massacred the Bele people in Lofa. But here's what I want to say.
I don't want us to go into those dark
Well,
discussions.
but this man said I'm a bad man. Why I can't accuse him of the same thing that he had done? If I have evidence to do that. Why? This man came here and said things about me that were not right.
So,
Okay.
Mr. Jerry, can you share the document with us?
So,
you share,
I have been, Mr. Fofana, I have been a journalist all my life, and I told you I wish I have fought, but I didn't have the opportunity. But here is the thing: you accused me yesterday of preparing people passports or preparing fake information in newspaper. You are yet to tell us which newspaper that you have in your possession. Because if a criminal, you can't protect a criminal. At least you should tell the people which newspaper, because it's not anything. Oh, in the Inquirer, in the front page, in the Heritage, you could have said, I said, Gibson, you use Heritage, you use Inquirer, and we have the clip here, but you have not done any of those. I have never done anything like that. Okay, you wrote a letter to the Dutch, the Netherlands House of Representatives on General Commission. And in that letter, I was able to send it to my friend who speaks and writes Dutch very well. And he translated that letter. In your letter, you accuse, you put me and Haji Kroma in the same boat. And I have never associated with Haji Kroma before. In your letter, you accuse Haji Kroma, you accuse me. This is what you say about me. I'm not going to read the rest of the letter. It had nothing to do with me, only the part that has something to do with me. You said, predicated upon this reason, we are calling on our international partner to begin immediate background checks and retrieve your citizenship from these killers to avoid any future retaliation. These former cannibals from the former Ulimo J and some Ulimo K Guinean Mandingos imported by the late rebel Haji Kroma are in cohort with one guessing Jeremy. Can you imagine that? I can never be in cahoot with any Mandingo or any Haji Kroma. As a matter of fact, in 1990, what you're talking about, Ron Desia was my news editor at the Spoke Chronicle newspaper. When I left the Spoke Chronicle newspaper, I joined the Moravia weekend newspaper, Cholo Brooks. They are still alive. Cholo Brooks was my managing editor. Okay, and I was there with Swat Dede, the former president of the President of Liberia. He's in America. When I left the Moravia Daily, I went to Inquirer and stayed there for 6 years. When I left Inquirer, I went to Star Radio and stayed there for 1 year. Then I joined the DC TV, DC Radio as a producer. So what part of the years I will do these things? As a media executive, and then I became managing editor, I became editor for people. So no, I never associated man to Haji Kroma. But here is a letter you wrote, and here is a response they gave you. Maybe you didn't even read your own letter. After you wrote the letter,
so where is the letter? Where is the letter, Mr. Jerry?
If I'm talking, you're cut me short. But Jerome is talking now without any time limitation. I need a response.
Yeah, we'll come to you.
It's not time for you to respond yet, bro.
Yeah. So is this the response, Mr. Jerry Gibson?
This is a letter he wrote. I mean, this is the interpretation of the Consul General's response to him. Okay. The letter he wrote is part of the one I just read. I don't know if you have it. It's on his page. I can send it to you if you want. Okay? It's on his page. I just took it from his page. Based on that letter, calling my name, associating me with Haji Kroma, so he wrote the Consul General. And this is what the Consul General said to you, according to their letter to you. And let me read that part. I can't read it Dutch. The House of Representatives of the State's General Commission. Your above-mentioned letter was discussed by the Standing Committee for Security and Justice in a procedural meeting for February 3, 2016. At this meeting, the committee decided to accept the content of your letter for notification. This means that the committee as such will take no further action. This does not alter the fact that the individual members can take the content of your letter into account when forming their own opinion. My brother, when you send a letter to the Netherlands Commission, they discuss it in security meeting. They send it to the Justice Ministry. They verify the security nature of your letter. And you said the Justice Minister of the Netherlands was the one who sent you documents about me yesterday. Okay. I wish that you sent a document. But
don't misquote me, please. Don't misquote me.
Everything you said.
We're gonna come to you.
So remember everything you said. So I'll just let you slide. But my brother, if you send a letter to the commission responsible for security in the Netherlands, and they write you and say their letter you wrote, we just noted, but we will not take any other further action on it. It means there's no bearing in our letter.
Okay.
I know you have not read that letter yourself, okay. Or you are not.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Mr. Fofana, do you remember ever receiving a response like what's on the screen now?
I can't believe what he's sending me, but I've been receiving so many communications from our Dutch senators, representatives, since I've been head of Liberians in this country. And the Dutch government communicate with me in so many directions. So I can't respond to this because it's not from my decks.
Nelson, go down. The mean letter for the Dutch is down. The mean letter for the Dutch is down.
Yeah. So are you saying,
good, there you go.
Thank you, Fana, that you did not receive any communication of such. What's on the screen now? You did not receive anything of such.
I am saying to you, I have been receiving so many communications.
But do you remember anything of such? Like what's on the screen?
Not as he's explaining it now, except I go through my files.
But
okay, did they respond? Okay. So let's establish this, Mr. Fofana. Did you write the Parliament or the House of Representatives or the Dutch government a communication mentioning Mr. Gibson Jeru and the other people, like he said? And what was the response?
No, Gibson Jeru, she didn't make itself relevant here. I have been writing the International Criminal Court, the ICC, where Charles Taylor was. You understand? I have been writing the Dutch Parliament. So I'm saying to you, I have so many communications that have been out there and have been receiving so many communications.
This particular one was addressed to you.
February 4th. February 4th.
Don't you remember this letter that was addressed to you?
Until I can review my files.
Do he have to review his files to tell us if he wrote a letter?
To make sure whether this letter form part of my documents.
Didn't he say he wrote many letters? Didn't he say he wrote many letters?
But did he write a letter specifically about Mr.
He said he
Jeru
wrote
or
many
not?
letters. So
he didn't agree specifically about
you don't have to be specific. You don't have to explain the way
okay, so we have to make
don't answer for him.
In the first place, the reason why I'm not responding.
Let's give Mr. Fofana the chance.
What is happening?
You respect that answer. That's it.
Mr. Fofana, can you respond to
even Mr. Jeru? We can
wait. Let me understand myself. I did not come to Spoon Talk. I did not come to Spoon Talk to be interviewed. Somebody recommended me to Nelson. I don't know Nelson. I'm saying to you, I did not come here to make myself popular.
Yeah. So
you don't want me on your show? You don't want me on your show? Let me leave.
No, Mr. Fofana.
No, let me tell you now.
I guess, and
I did not come to say, Nelson, I'm coming with documents. I'm coming with this. No. That's the reason why yesterday I was not prepared with documents. I told you. Even the first day I was not prepared. Day before yesterday. So don't make it look like I came to Spoon Talk to make myself look popular. No, I can leave your show now. Please.
So
because I'm not protected. I'm not protected.
You are protected. You are protected. And guys, please keep your microphones muted. Mr. Fofana has the floor to respond to what Mr. Gibson Jeru said. Let's protect him. Maria, I see your hand up, but he will have to take his few minutes to make a response to Mr. Gibson Jeru. Then after that, maybe if you want to make a point, you can come in. Mr. Fofana, you heard what Mr. Gibson Jeru said. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Mr. Gibson Jeru, I, Abraham Fofana, have never been in my life, have never been to Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. I've been to Nimba County, Lofa County, and other places, but I have never been to Buchanan. So what I'm trying to tell you, because of the Sanjay massacre that happened in Bomi, Cape Mount area, I lost my job at the Ministry of Finance. I was working finance before you brought your war. You understand? So I did not go to the Ministry of Finance through this rebel war, Yulomo J, Yulomo K. No. No one will tell you the soft Fofana with Alaji Kroman. I have been against Alaji Kroman. Based upon this, my Madigo to 10 against me. They consider Alaji Kroman to be a god. I told them, Yulemo kill Liberians with power source. So how can we say Alaji Kroman is a god?
So Mr. Fofana, I don't want us to go into that,
No, but let me express myself, please. Allow Jeru to talk for almost 30 minutes, please. Let me talk. If you want to be biased, you don't want to give me the chance, I leave. Again, I did not come on the show to tell you I want to say something to you. It was someone that recommended me to you to say Mr. Fofana can provide. Yeah, so please. Jerome was talking, I didn't stop him.
Okay.
I'm seeing people backing him. Look, Jerome, the letter he put out, it's possible I've been writing so many communications. I'm not denying that that document was not addressed to me. But let me make sure, because the document could be falsified. Maybe the content I included have been extracted. Now I say, let me review my documents.
Okay.
So that I can compare and contrast.
And that's the reasonable thing to do.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks a lot, Mr. Fofana. I think that's a very great point there, and it's important that we make progress with the conversation tonight. Mr. Jerry Gibson, you've presented this document as a way of trying to clear your name here, and you've told us that you did not do any publication trying to help anyone seeking asylum in the Netherlands, and stuff like that. And I think to some extent you've.
Let me just make my closing comment and leave because
Yeah,
I
you
have to.
can
No,
just
he's your
make-
guest. He will remain here. Look, let me just say this. I know, brother Fofana. I
It
have a
can
lot
be
of enemies.
interrupting. It can be interrupting. There's not formal,
I asked
brother.
for permission, oh man. I asked for permission. He gave me the permission.
There's not Julomo J meeting or Julomo K
I'm
meeting.
making my
No.
comment to leave. I'm making my comment to
Yeah.
leave. You can
So,
say everything you want to say behind me. Yeah? Look, brother Fofana, I have a lot of political enemies. Raymond here is one of them. They don't like me because I speak politically. So everybody wants to destroy me the way they want to destroy me. Unfortunately, I'm very clean. I don't know any of those things you're talking about. If there's another Gibson, I'm the only Gibson W. Jeru who is a journalist in Liberia. There's none other. But you have to find out Gibson Jeru who can write people's name in newspaper and publish it to give them citizenship. That's not me. You also need to look for that Gibson Jeru who fought with AFL. That's not me. I've been a journalist since 1988. Randy Sear was my editor in 1990. Okay? Cholo Bro was my editor part of 1990. I joined Inquirer in 1991, and I left from there in 1997 and joined Star Radio. In 1998, I joined the DC TV, DC Radio. So I've been a journalist all my life. I never fought. I wish I had fought. I wish I had fought, but I did not fight. Because people were killing our people, we needed to defend ourselves. Unfortunately, it didn't happen in my case. So I'm sorry, you not get the right person. And Raymond, let me just say this to you. You are very wrong when you talk about whistleblower like that. There's no whistleblower law in Liberia. So that will tell you what you can do and what you can't do. So if you come in a public forum to call somebody a criminal, you are
Are you dictating to this platform?
I'm making my comment to leave. So when I leave, you can say everything you want to say behind me. If you come on a public forum to accuse someone of a criminality, you are under responsibility to provide the evidence in the public space. You didn't go to court. If you go to court to sue, that's a different thing. The people you are talking about, they sue and they reserve their evidence because there are several matters. So when your case is in court, you can produce a civil evidence on the public space. For his side, he didn't do that. He came and called me criminal. I have the right to know why he called me a criminal. That's why I came to face
Then you go to court. You go to court. We have court in America. Go to the court. Let them stand for me.
Thank you.
I can't sue you because you are
Thank you, Mr. Gibson Jeru. Mr. Fofana. Mr.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gibson Jeru. Mr. Fofana, you want to just do your closing on this?
Look, I try to present more evidences to this Spoon Talk show, but I'm not being protected on your platform, and it's very regrettable.
And
sorry, again, I will re-emphasize that I did not come to you, Nelson, that I want to come on Spoon Talk. No, I'm not looking for popularity, but I'm coming in the interest of our country to be able to fight against this continuous misuse of our Liberian passports. It's an obligation to all Liberians, not only for Fana. But I took initiative to do this, and because of this, the Liberians are against me. I'm not even talking about those people that are misusing our documents. Our Liberian girls that even live in the Netherlands, some of them with Nigerian boyfriends, they don't want you to talk about misuse of passports because they are the same people that we go to process the Nigerian girl passport at the embassy in Brussels and give it to them. And they don't know the intent, why the person is taking Liberian passport. But one day, when terrorist business happens somewhere, they say Liberian involved, and go to look, they're not Liberian, then at the time you all say, oh, for Fana, we're here seeing this thing. But I'm here. I'm here.
Wow.
So I have nothing to prove to people to show to them, oh, Liberia, I'm doing. No. This responsibility is binding upon all Liberians. So please, I did not come to gain popularity. I came for us to share ideas to see how best we can all fight against misuse of our Liberian passports.
So, Mr. Fofana, I know you're leaving now, but if you were to recommend one thing that should be done to address this issue of Liberian passports being in the wrong hand, the whole syndicate that you spoke of, especially now that we have a new administration in place, where do you think this whole thing should start from?
Look, you know, it's a clique. And this clique is in Liberia and the diaspora. But one of the most important places is that embassy in Belgium. Because what happens here, Liberian people don't know, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf overpowered Isaac Nyinabo. She overpowered Isaac Nyinabo. So Isaac Nyinabo is carrying out overlapping of functions. Isaac Nyinabo is an ambassador in Belgium, but Ellen told Isaac Nyinabo that Isaac Nyinabo, you have oversight over all the European countries. How possible is that? Then how can the international community deal with Isaac Nyinabo? When they go his name, they know he fought for Lord. Then people sit here and say, no, don't call the man rebel. Don't do this. Well, let's stop joking around here.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Fofana. We appreciate you for showing up here tonight. And we look forward, our doors are open. We look forward to having you here anytime soon. And we want you to know that you always be protected on this platform. We always protect our guests on this platform. We had to bring in Mr. Jerry Gibson because it's just fair that when you say something about someone and that person wants to come on to clear their name, that person should have the space where they can come up, to say what they know about what you've accused them of doing. And that's what we did. And in the process, most times it will get heated. In the process, there will be disagreements, there will be back and forth. But this is just the essence of a platform like this. So it's for everyone.
Brother Nelson, to conclude, please, sorry for cutting you off. To conclude, during the Civil War, Liberians that know me, I was responsible taking Liberians from Freeport of Monrovia and carrying them to Freetown because I speak perfect Creole. I was working with the skipper shipping line in Sierra Leone and living to the Bintumani Hotel. Liberians that live in Sierra Leone during the Civil War, ask them, you say, no, AB?
Thank you.
Well, Jeru sitting here, Bummy. What would do Bummy here?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I was sitting on the air condition in Freetown. They are being Bummy here.
Thank you, Mr. Fofana. We appreciate it. We appreciate you for being
here. The day I hold weapon, then Fofana want to be president.
We have to make a transition to our next talking point now.
We got less than 1 hour on this show.
Yeah.
Thank you all for having me. I highly appreciate you, panelists. Thank you.
Come back. We still bring it back.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared to come. It's about Liberia because I know where these things happen. I used to carry people by ship.
Thank you.
The Valentine structure that was president of Sierra Leone, the military ship, Sierra Leone military ship, they couldn't carry him to Freetown. He made a ship. Abraham Fofana is our ship, and got him to go to Freetown.
Marie, I see your hand up.
At that time, you were not president.
I really want to say something to Mr. Fofana, but Nelson, I wanted to confirm the letter Mr. Jerome brought. When was that letter written?
2016, something around February.
Okay. I disagree
with one at
my
2015,
brother.
one at 2016.
Okay. I disagree with my brother Raymond. If Mr. Fofana can come here and tell us he remember Mr. Jerome in the 90s and he have video of him being part of the rebels, and he can remember a letter he wrote in 2016.
I didn't tell you I can't remember. I said I want to make sure. I want to verify.
But did you verify? You could verify the video.
I don't have copy of this letter here. I don't have copy of this letter here. So I don't know whether something was extracted. I don't know whether something has been extracted or included, because according to Jeru, is translation of the letter he did. So translation can come in different form.
We don't have a problem with you, but when you come on the platform and presents information, you should be able to back your information and answer.
Yes, I'm prepared to back it. But you cannot present this document on social media and say, Fofana, this document. I'm not disputing. The particular there is the letter sent to me. I agree. It's not a bad letter.
We're out of time now, folks. We have to go.
Just 5 seconds. It's just a full question. Question.
But Mr. Fana have done his closing, and he's exiting the show now.
Yeah. No. I can't do that. I can't do that. If you want to talk to me, I'm prepared to stay. No problem.
Please, Nelson, I just want to ask him, with all the evidence that he has in his possession, if this current government called upon him, will he be willing to turn it over so we can do
yes,
this?
Indeed. Yes,
That's
indeed.
what we need to find out.
Yes, indeed. I have so many documents in my possession. Look.
Thank you.
As I earlier stated, I've been taking Liberians from Liberia to Freetown.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Fofana. It's been a great time having you here. We appreciate that. And I want to say thanks to all the folks up here. We have to transition now because time is not much on our side. It's
Again, I want to salute you all compatriots. If I went wrong, I'm sorry. I'm a Lothian. I'm a Lothian. But we Lothian, we don't laugh. Most especially Kissy. So Joseph Boakai is there. When he promised the Liberian people, you got to do it. You don't do it, we will be the same people to hold a feet.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate
Trust
you.
me.
Thank
Trust
you, sir.
me. We put Joseph Boakai and we can tell you what to do when you're going wrong.
It's been a good time having you here. We appreciate you, Mr. Fofana. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for being here with us. Okay, so
so Nelson, before we transition, I beg your indulgence. Gibson Jeru called my name more than 3 times, and I think I should be allowed to respond.
But you want to respond to Gibson Jeru when he's now
the audience listen when my name was brought into disrepute.
But he said you don't like him. Why
watching it, I respond.
No, but why you don't like Mr. Jerry Gibson?
So Nelson, I'm being serious. My name is all that I have.
Okay,
and
go
I
ahead.
Needed to respond to the audience. I hate nobody. I'm in no crisis with anybody. I stand for Liberia, I stand for justice, and I got a sound. What we did for Mr. Fofana is a whistleblower. Liberia, Mr. Gibson Jeru don't know he's a journalist. The drug law that was passed under President George Weah, and there are several executive orders that were passed in Liberia for whistleblowers protection. Under President Salif and George Weah, in that drug law, there's a whistleblower act. So if Mr. Jeru Gibson doesn't know that, he should check it out. That was the first allegation against me. Second was, I hate him. I don't hate him. I stand for justice. Whistleblowers should be protected. There's no media institution that require evidence from a whistleblower. So if we don't know that, please let us research. No whistleblower is allowed or any requirement to provide facts to a media house. It's a court and investigators that have to provide fights to. That's just the standard procedure. Whether we know it or don't like it, that's our opinion. But standard procedure don't change based on perception. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We are going to take some calls, but just before doing that, wow. We can exhaust a whole lot here today because
That's it. When you go home, you go take some pin tablet, man.
we spend a lot of time on this issue, but new appointments have been made. I just want to get your take on these appointments,
Yeah, we
guys,
do it at
and
one
then
shot.
we could just do a very quick one on this, on the new appointments that have been made. So let me try to have the listing up here. Okay, so these are the newly appointed, the individuals nominated. Can you guys see this clearly? Is it clear enough that you can see? Okay.
I can see it.
So yeah, so if you're using your phone or something, you wouldn't be able to see it. If you're using a bigger screen, then you see that. But yeah, so the president of the Republic of Liberia is pleased to nominate the following persons for appointment in government pending Senate confirmation. And then you have Madam Sarah Beslow Yanti for Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Alexander Nyantia, Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Ami Moda, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Jaso Jala Segbe, Minister of Education, replacing Dr. Also, that's Professor Ansu Soni. Ami Modad, Mr. Ami Modad is going to be replacing what's her name at the Ministry of Commerce, Minister Marwin Dix. No, Minister Marwin Dix is the minister.
Josephine David, right?
Josephine David is the inspector general. So yeah, so and then you have Dr. Louise Poto. She's going to be replacing, if confirmed by the Liberian Senate, she will be replacing Dr. Wilhelmina Jala. Mr. Dobo Jala, if confirmed, he will be replacing who? Okay, Thomas Doe now passed. He passed away. Samara Wolokoli was nominated. He didn't get to be confirmed by the Liberian Senate. And so that space is vacant now. So Mr. Dobo Jala, when confirmed by the Liberian Senate, will be replacing Mr. Thomas Doe now, who passed away. And you have Mr. Abraham Krumah being nominated for director at the Drugs Enforcement Agency, the LDEA. As you know, he served in the police and all of that. Madam Sarah Beslow Yanti. Yes, a lot of you have already made or done some research on these individuals. She worked in the UN, and quite recently, she became the political leader of the African Liberation League, one of the political parties that contested in the just ended election. And she didn't win, so she pledged her support to the Unity Party, and you know the rest of the story. And so let's move on with your take on these nominations. There was the first listing that came up, 5%. Today we have 7, making it a total of 12 persons that have been nominated by President Joseph Yuma Bakai in the third day of the Unity Party administration. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Let's start with you, Raymond, and then we're gonna make the rounds.
Well, I don't know all of the names well, but Madam Sarah Yenti or Bledsoe Yenti, we know there's a lot of controversy about her appointment. Martin Colley, who is renowned for being able to have brought out a few persons who have had some fraudulent credentials, have come up with a strong allegation against her. I don't know what the facts are, but I don't take Martin Colley allegation lightly. So I want to think the Senate should look into this very serious. If there's no iota of truth, let her serve her people. But if so truth, let justice be done, because justice should be done to all men. And for Dr. Poto, Luis
Yeah,
Poto.
before going to Dr. Poto, it's a good thing you brought this allegation thing up about her credential that the legs of Martin Colley and Ambula Mame and the rest of the guys are flagging. But again, the question a lot of people are asking is why now? In the midst of everything that has been said about this lady contested for the highest seat in the country, the presidency, and it was more like no one had time for her. What she presented to the public is what a lot of people ran with. Oh yeah, this lady worked at the UN. She did well. A lot was being said about her, but again, why now?
So right now, they say 99 days for a rogue, 1 day for the master. It doesn't matter whether you stole 99 days, the day the master cash you, the day you account for your actions. So there's no time now for wrongdoing. Once people are caught doing something wrong, whatever the time is, they should be held liable. So I don't think the question 1-9 should be anything to ask. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It doesn't matter when.
Okay.
So going to Dr. Louise Otto, I knew her when she was in medical school. She's like a big sister. And I want to congratulate her. I'm happy that she can contribute and give her part. I have no doubt in her ability. She was a very hardworking young lady, very studious and very disciplined. That much I know of her. And I want to talk about the what's it? Lacey took it down, so I'm not able to look down.
Okay, so we can get the list back up.
Dr. Mr. Doba Jala, someone I know, a very credible individual, straight like an arrow, stand for principle. He lived by one. That much I know about people, and I would just want to be glad that he's a man of integrity, and I believe the Revenue Authority is a place that's going to help to build our country and get the needed funds for government to function. So we need such a we know what he done, man. So I have no doubt in his ability, especially the DEA drugs enforcement. I think that's the place for him because he's a no-nonsense person. He stands for what is right, and he's hardworking. I remember when the police had to take over from the UN support. A.B. Kroma were everywhere, Ryan, and checking on police officers, especially those who used to take bribe in the street. He was after them, and they are pimping riders and can't tell the story. So I think he's gonna, and it's much needed at this time where the drug issue is a pandemic in our country, and we need such person who can stand up and enforce justice. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hold you there and move to Alfred. Alfred, your take on the latest appointments or nominations?
I think the appointments are all good, excellent appointments. But I like to say this: the intra-conflict that is emerging. We want to caution our people. I like to call on my young brother Martin Colley and all those guys that are in the vanguard of fighting academic crime. I like to.
Alfred, what's going on? Are you still with us?
Hello?
I didn't receive call. Go ahead, Alfred.
So I like to say this, that while we appreciate Martin Colley and others on the issue of academic integrity, I also like to caution him and others that we should do it fairly. Let us be fair. Government job is a privilege. It is not a right to anyone. So that when you are being appointed, because you have your man in the process, then you want to come and kind of, you know, dog someone just because your candidate is not being, you know, chosen. So I think we should be careful.
Are you having a feeling here that this thing
That's my
is?
reservation. That's my. But man, let me say my own. You say your own.
But why would you want to think that way? Why do you think that way? Let me put it that way. Why do you think that way in the first place? That maybe someone who must have been a rival, or let's say also on the listing or part of this maybe listing for possible consideration, they didn't get this appointment, and now they're fighting Sarah Beslo Yanti.
I believe that Sarah Beslo Yanti was not the only candidate for the position of foreign affairs. In fact, I also want to believe she was not the only person that was being highly recommended to the president. And I also want to say this to you, that everywhere you have, you know, smart people, there will always be people that support other people. So I'm saying to you that while I appreciate Martin and everybody else to continue to fight against, you know, academic fraud, but we should be fair. That's the point I'm making. We should be fair. If someone is qualified, no need to fight it. If because obviously two persons cannot occupy the same position at the same time. So if one person was, being recommended highly, let us give the person a chance to serve. You know, let us give the person the chance to serve. So I think having looked at her profile and what she has done in the international community, I think she's best suited for the job. Her wealth of experience in places like Nepal, in Kenya, I think she has got some level of connection within the international community, and she will do well for Liberia. Let us give her a chance to serve the country.
Thank you.
People are later again. Let me go to the next person.
Yeah, you have to. Okay, take two more persons because we can't have you to exhaust everything.
Okay, let me talk about Avi Kumar. Pass up to him. But I'd like to say this: why it is true that we hearing him here, he will not do anything if he does not have the support. The DEA should not just be a Morovia-based DEA. I also like to add to this conversation to say that the DEA is highly operational. It is not. You should not just look at the administrative aspect of it. You know, we get AB Kroma, he passing around in Morovia, who say in fighting jobs. No, the DEA is highly operational, and if AB Kroma wants to be successful, he has to be very honest with Liberian people to talk about all of the support he will need. We need vehicles, we need uniforms, we need all the accessories that's needed. Because when you say you want to fight crime, especially drugs, it has got to do with everything. Security-wise, everything, the intelligence, you have to do training. People have to go to school to be able to do their job in alignment with the law. Because we just don't want to say it should be a Morovia base where you see every command is on a paper, new government paper, then you go back in one place, then you say fighting and drugs in some corner, they go to be racing, get to them, so fighting and drugs. No.
Thank you.
The whole issue about drugs should be is highly operational, and I hope that every command is listening, that will decentralize the operation. It should not just be a Morovia based stuff.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Alfred. So let's move to Maggie. Maggie, you want to make your input on this, the listing?
Yeah, I just seen the listing. I mean, when you posted it, for my main concern on this list is the health meaning the lady for health ministry. I don't have nothing much to say on a qualification, but I'm just hoping that she's the right fit for our cripple health sector. And I just wish her the best because that's the most important part for me. And when it comes to the security too, the drug Epicom, I think he worked before, and we saw he work. And like Alfred said, hopefully, the government can provide the necessary things to make the job his work more easier. But I've not gone through the listing yet.
Okay, thank you. Cindy.
Nelson, thank you. Well, you showing that man letter instead of the list.
Sorry. I know you don't want to see that
I don't
letter.
want to see that
Sorry.
letter. I want to see the list. I think the president-elect is, well informed on the names and individual that he's appointing in these very important positions. Like my sister Maggie has said, I also want to just talk about the appointment of Dr. Boto, who has been appointed to the Ministry of Health. And I want to say that I'm very impressed with her academic credential. I did a research on her. She have a medical degree, and she has a master's in epidemiology, which is public health. She also then have a PhD in tropical medicine. So I'm very much impressed with her academic credential. She's also a doctor of OB-GYN, right? Which is pretty much women health, meaning women health. She's a fairly new doctor, fairly new in the sense that she has now practiced for over 20 years. And correct me for some of you that know her personally if I'm wrong, but she's a fairly new doctor in the sense that she has not been practicing for, I would say, over 20 years. My issue with Liberia when it comes to the health ministry, and this is something that I'm very passionate about because healthcare is, what I do for a living. I'm a healthcare administrator. Okay, I have a background in, environmental health science and, clinical healthcare management. We tend to appoint people as health minister in Liberia with basically just medical practitioner background. And that's where we fail as a nation. Dr. Boto, upon my research on her, has no administrative experience. She has no administrative experience. She did her residency in Kenya and basically returned to Liberia and have been practicing. Do your research on healthcare minister or health ministers for countries. I'll give you an example. The United States have had 25 Secretary of Health since its funding. Only one with a medical degree, Tom Pierce. Only Dr. Tom Pierce of the 25 have a medical degree. But Dr. Pierce was appointed as Minister of Health because he held an extensive administrative position for many years. He was a director for hospital, he was a CEO for hospital, and he was an instructor, he was a professor teaching the application of healthcare and healthcare policy. You need some sort of administrative background to run the affairs of health ministry. Health ministry is not where you go to practice medicine. This woman with her expertise in women health will be held hostage for the next 6 years, not practicing what she studied. She did not study administration. She studied clinical health practice, women health. For the next 6 years, she will not practice that. She will be in an administrative role, something she does not have an experience in. For me, that is not fair to her as a professional. Why not make her maybe the chief medical officer of Liberia? Why not put her in a role where she will still have an opportunity to practice? And we do that. Dr. Jala, who is currently there, no administrative background. The only administrative background or experience Dr. Jala have is running her own hospital, the Hope Clinic.
Hope for Women.
Hope for Women. So we do this appointment in the healthcare. Look, the current Secretary of Health for the United States, he's a lawyer. The one before him was a lawyer. The one before him was a lawyer. Do you know why they go into that role? Do you know why they choose people with that policy, with legal policy background? Health ministry, the affairs of health ministry is an administrative role. It focuses on legal affairs, quality control, compliances. Those are the things you focus on. Human resources management, financial management, ethical management, all those things, that's what you focus on. You need people with that expertise. We don't need a medical doctor to go say, you are not going to treat people. So I think it's a misplacement. But again, I want people to understand that her credentials are solid. I am impressed as a Liberian to see a Liberian, especially a woman with such level of academic excellence. But I think we need to start to rethink of who we put in the health ministry. We need to put administrator. We need to put administrator and not medical practitioner. Thank you, Nelson.
Thank you for your input. I can sense that your background wasn't permitting you to, and so you had to rush the whole thing. But
No,
anyway,
I thought the man came to show me a banana, but it's okay.
but yeah. So Cindy, what I'm getting from you is that you think, as per your background and everything, you think that someone who should occupy that position of a health minister should not necessarily be someone with a health degree or a medical degree, but purely an administrator, someone who has a rich administrative credential. That's the kind of person that's a good fit for that position. You think so?
You can have a medical background, Nelson, but you must have administrative background as well. You must have administrative experience. My good friend, Dr. Amy Blackson, is the CEO of Loveless Women Hospital. She was a doctor. She and I actually graduated with our master degree. She have a master in healthcare management. She's the CEO of Loveless Women. I know another woman here running Presbyterian West Side from a medical background, but she have an administration. A lot of doctors actually are going to administration now. They are actually running away from medical practice. They are going to administration now. Once you can get that administrative background, yes, you can lead health ministry. You can be a CEO of a hospital. You can be a director. But those things must have some administrative experience. You must have a solid administrative background. That role, Nelson, I keep saying, you are not going there to get people needles there. You are going to run decision to manage the affair of the entire healthcare system of Liberia. It means administration.
Thank you, Cindy.
Marie,
Marie, you want to make your input?
Sure.
On the latest appointment?
Sure. Can I see that list again? Because I don't know most of the individuals.
Okay.
So Nelson, I wanted to say I'm impressed with the ladies being appointed, as Cindy just said. I'm very impressed. I did a background on almost all of them. Now, Cindy just spoke on the health ministry. But first, I want to talk about. I want to highlight the situation with Martin Colley and Miss Sarah. I think I got on the Spoon Show late today, so I wasn't able to hear Martin Colley elaborate on his findings about her. I would really like to know, because if the situation is about her school not being accredited, it still doesn't take the her license being valid. Her license, her degree would still be valid even though her school lost accreditation. And that also includes if the school closes, the person degree is still valid. It doesn't take that away. So I really want to know where he got his findings from. If a school closes, don't mean the person loses their degree, or if it lost accreditation. When it comes to Mr. Krumah, I think he's well placed. I spoke to somebody and they was like, "Oh, you guys didn't give Mr. Krumah the police job. He wanted this." And I predicted him getting the LDEA. I said, I don't think he should be placed with police. I think the DEA is his place and he will be effective in that area. Now, I want to talk about the educational ministry. That lady is impressive. I read about her. She's coming in with over 20 years of experience in progressive leadership. Is amazing. And I read about her also today that she's, I don't know if it's current or not, she's the vice president for student success at the Delaware University, I mean Delaware College. Very impressive. She got her PhD in educational leadership at the Delaware State University, got her master's in counseling at Rhode Island College, and got her bachelor's in communication and sociology at Rhode Island as well. She's very impressive. I'm hoping and looking forward to see what she and the president is going to come up with and put together to help our students when it, especially when it comes to primary education in the country. And I'm excited and I'm looking forward to more women being appointed too.
Okay, Alfred, your founder, and then Mobile will take us to the full lines.
Well, my fellow panelists have said it all. But one thing I want to say is that a best player may become a bad player. It depends to the environment. It depends to the people around the player. In so many occasions, people came from the state with a lot of experience. They get to Liberia and they become corrupt and they become bad. So what I'm trying to say is that I pray that they should deliver. They should serve the Liberian people. They should serve the Liberian people. We have a hope. And we have given so many hope in people and they fail us down. So as they have already appointed them, I just want them to deliver. The people are waiting for them. The healthcare. My little brother wife went to JFK. It was a bad experience in my present.
Okay.
I cannot even say what I did because they said short people when they get pissed off, they have temper. I can't even say what I did. For you to take somebody else's blood that do not match with this person's blood and put the blood on them, almost for us to lose my little brother wife. What I'm saying here is experience is number one, but sometimes people that work under them will manipulate them. So what I'm trying to say is simple. In my own common understanding, they should serve the people. They should make sure that the changes that we are looking up to, the changes is here. Let them deliver. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fana. So, Mobile, you can just
let me just do my
wait in your thoughts quickly.
Yeah,
and then we'll go to the phone lines.
Well, all the appointment, like I see no but on it. My man Amin Moda, his area, he specialized in business and he's saying to Congress, I think it would be a great changer for our sisters, our mother who in the market selling. And I think he will work on the commodity the prices and other stuff, more especially when it comes to consumption commodity like rice and other stuff, because he been over there. I think he get our experience. And I don't know much about Alexander, about the Minister of Agriculture, but according to what people saying about him, he's good, like he get a lot of experience on like in our field. Then we go to the woman you just talked about, Jala, the Minister of Education. I think I will try to. We got in Delaware. I would try by all costs. Maybe before she leave, I would try to visit her, get her and stuff, and so we can discuss more, because I know that she will be a great help for our country, more especially the type of background she's coming from. She well seasoned. Myself, I went through her profile and other stuff. She is good, and we're looking forward. And more especially when it comes to the medical field, like our brother alluded to, like although the person not giving injection or they ain't giving medication, but I think the administrator aspect is more important, like the person to lead, to tell people what to do and other stuff. I think it's more important. If she get a certificate or any training in it, I think she maybe she can take maybe or year plus just to get our training, and then I think it would be best for us because according to her profile, she a well seasoned, she know the jobs, she know it, and the people that we want in the country. Yeah, and so let me close with Mr. Kuma. Kuma, we all been doing him from every time. He been very effective, good. He know his job. And I was excited when I sent the DA because there are a lot of drugs issues in our country. People taking drugs all around and other stuff. And I think he's a rare fit for that identical position, and he will deliver for the Liberian people. And
thank you.
We look forward for more nominees from the president.
Thank you, Maba. We will now go to the lines and take some calls from our folks out there. The local line is 0555-101075, and then we have the WhatsApp number right here pinned on the stream. You can call and then be able to make your point via WhatsApp. Okay, so this is the number. Let's hope we can get it up. Okay, this one, and then you can make your point. But let's take our first call here. Hello, you live? Yep. Can you go ahead?
Hello.
Hello, you are live.
Hey, my name is Josiah. I'm calling from Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay, let's hear you, Josiah.
Yeah, thank you. I listen to the panelists out there talking about the nominees. One of the things I never hear from them is integrity. All I've been concerned about is education, a degree. And that's nice, but none of them talk about integrity. Most of the guys were in Ellen government, and Alec Krumah, who put prison today, he was very brutal. He was fired by Ellen, and nobody say anything about that. He was abusive. I know, time, and they fired him. And all the people we talk about today, nobody can say what kind of integrity they have. Everybody just talk about education, and that's where we have a problem. We don't know what we're going to do. What have been a record.
Thank you.
All of those things. That's why I'm fair fire. I just said what they should deliver. They shouldn't just have a degree and go and do different things. Thank you.
Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from? Okay, let's take Elston. Elston, go ahead. You're live. Hello.
Nothing.
Yeah, go ahead, Elston. Let's hear you.
This is Elston, the legend, calling from the US. Listen, I'm going to state this repeatedly, and I know we'll get tired of hearing this. Anything that has semblance of what the CDC government did, I do not want us to repeat. And what do I mean by that? When Martin Colley was thorough and he was pointing out a lot of people with fraudulent education or degrees in the CDC government, we were all very supportive of Martin. I am not casting expression on the lady that she has fake degree papers, but all I'm saying is if he brings this up, she has to prove to our Senate because they are the people who are representing us on that day. But until then, anyone who dismisses Martin's and his crew who are investigating these degrees for people who want to take our offices, they are being very, very much blind loyally like sedition because they did not accept their wrongs and we would not want to accept our wrong. Listen to them, let them bring up these issues and let our Senate thoroughly dig behind this and we have to put it. But lastly, I want to say our man who flagged this passport issue, anyone who dismissed his claim, that person is wrong. He may be a little bit more passionate or he could be a little bit dramatic about it, but anything like this has some iota of truth. So they have to investigate and have this incident corrected because our passport is just all over the place and I've heard this from so many people. So you cannot just dismiss people's claims. You have to dig behind it and make sure it's corrected. That would be my take for tonight. I'm following you guys very close. They're a great show so far.
Thank you. Thank you, Elston, for your contribution. Let's take this person. Hello, you live. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning, I'm Mike Jefferson, and I'm calling you from Tuporo.
Okay, let's hear you.
Well, if you look at the issue of appointment, you will observe that like it was made in the past government was integrity.
Mm-hmm.
We need people of integrity to serve in our government because without integrity, you will find that corruption will be the center point of our government, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need, though we need people with degree, we need people with experience, but integrity play a main role in our society. So I would to tell the president that all people appointing, they should be people of integrity,
Thank you.
no matter of their degree and whatsoever they do, but the integrity play a main role.
Thank you. Let's do you then take this person. Hello, you're live.
Yeah, yeah. How you doing, Nelson? This is Ojuku. I
Okay.
have two things on my mind to say. The first,
Okay. Ojuku, are you there? Hello? Okay. Ojuku, are you with us? Okay, so let's take this person here. Hello, you're live.
Good morning, Nelson. How are you?
Yes, you're live. Let's hear you.
Fine. Good evening to the panelists there. Yeah, I followed the discussion, and I think the recent nominees, they are all good fit. And but one thing we should look at, our focus should be on the performance of those nominees. While it's true that we'll look at the qualification as it relates to credential, but our main focus should be on the performance, how well they will perform, or how well the person will perform, and how well they will deliver.
Thank you.
That's the major aspect, administratively too. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay. Hello. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, you're
Yeah.
live.
Yes, this is Emmanuel Tano. I'm calling from Minnesota, St. Paul to be precise.
Okay.
Yes, when it comes to this government or this administration, we, the Liberian people, first of all, I am the Chief Executive Officer of the Liberian Advocates for Change through Social Justice and Human Rights Incorporated.
Okay.
We have been voting in Liberia based on promises, actually. So when our leaders come in office, there's no way we can hold them accountable. So what Monte Colli and the rest are doing is a very good thing. But what I would say in terms of the people performing, we have to hold them by the Constitution. And that's what we did. I was at the Capitol building on the 16th of this month, and I gave a speech there. And what the Liberian people voted on, the issues they want resolved, their job description is what we submitted to the government. Healthcare, road connectivity, agriculture, justice, this drug issue, 7 issues that Liberian people voted on for the past 3 years. That's what we've been working on. People have been voting on their national issues that they're supposed to submit to the government as the job description based on the Constitution. So the government has that. Right now, what we are waiting for is just the nomination to go through for the ministers.
Okay.
We have letters prepared. So those are coming, and people will have to do their job. If not, people will be fired. Trust me on that one.
Thank you, sir. Let's do you there and take the last 2 calls, and then we go. Hello, you're live quickly.
Yeah, how you doing, Nancy?
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I received factory from the top BFS. Yeah, the only thing I would say, I get us 2 things to say when my business will finish. What we can do with when people is all the people they are putting in us in our ministry. The way that we have to do is because integrity is much important because right now, and it should be like the past government in the day was like half an hour, half from what will not get integrity. I want to make the government to fall. But the only we have to do is let us help them in our process and themselves.
Thank you.
But if we voted them, yes.
Thank you, sir.
That is the only thing we have to do right now.
Thank you, let's do you there. I think we can now do our closing. I'm sorry we can't take calls again. We're out of time. Let's start with you, Maggie, and then we can.
Okay, you finish, man.
You wanna go ahead to it?
Yeah, I was gonna be leaving, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but Maggie,
Maggie, go ahead, man. We don't.
Okay. I think one of the callers mentioned that we did not talk about integrity. But I think I heard Alfred mentioning something. He may not call the word integrity, but he mentioned about people leaving fronting something similar to what he mentioned about integrity. So I think that caller need to go back and listing. But at the end, my like I said from the initial state, thanks for Mr. Fofana coming up on this platform, and I'm sorry that if he's listening, that he wasn't protected. But I just hope that next time when he comes, at least he can bring us more proof, especially with that AB Muhammad Kamara. I mean, we need a real name so our government can start to look into this. And for
Thank
the health minister, I'm just praying that when she comes, she can just do justice by the Liberian because our health system
thank
is
you.
really, really bad. I wanted to say something today, attending to the men that passed, because you mentioned that you have EMS at the inauguration, but I will hold it back for tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Alfred, you want to do your closing quickly?
Yeah, to Alfred, which one?
Yeah, you are next to Maggie now.
Okay, so what I want to say in my closing is that, you know, your beauty will give you a husband, but your behavior will let you go. Your resume and your education will give you a job, your behavior will let you go. That's why I said earlier, if you do not deliver, if they do not deliver to the Liberian people, then that becomes a problem for us. As I said earlier, we have a hope. We have a hope. Let them give us that hope. I don't have much to say. We have already trust them. They should not make Joseph Walker to become a liar. Because if you say Africa can make it and Africa do not make it, then your appointment become like a mistake. That's
Thank
what I
you.
have to say. Let them do
Thank
the
you.
right thing.
Konoa, quickly.
Can you go to Marie?
Alfred, please do your closing, my man. Are you busy or what? You in the middle of something? Okay, so Moba, do your closing, sir. I think you wanted to go.
Let me just do my closing. Well, I will start with I will just close on Jerome and Mr. Fofana. I think Fofana, was like I said a little bit hard on his man today, but end of the day, we up want to protect Liberia, and when it comes to the passport issues, yeah, like and Jerome, today tonight I was so surprised. Jerome was really intelligent. He never make noise. He was so quiet. Like sometimes he just, although I'm not a fan of Jerome, to be frank, I'm not a fan of him, and like because he said something too without evidence, and people say, like it's happening all the time. Like it go vice, so it happened to him too, and you see how and he fed it weight, and see how he feet. JMB, like we're looking up to you, man. JMB, do the best thing for our country, and we tell you thank you for nominating other people. We pray that when they go there, let them do the rightful thing, so our country at least can be on the path of change. Thank you. Unes.
Yeah, I can go now. I can go now. Let me start calling their names so they can know what we're talking here. Why it is true that we support the rescue mission to the fullest, but we'll not be fanatics here. We'll not be sycophants. Because you know what? When Liberia is better, it's not only going to have a trickle-down effect on the people in Liberia, but every one of us that are in the diaspora. Liberia is where our hearts are. If you look on the panel right now, most of us here, one way or other, might have some kind of investment in Liberia that is ongoing. Whether it is a house project, whether it's a business, or one way or the other, all of us here have some kind of investment in Liberia. And so, those of you who have gotten the confidence of the president and he has appointed you, go and deliver. We are 176 years old and we don't have health delivery system. We don't have good rule. We don't have the rule of law in our country. We want that to be there. So as you go in your respected area, deliver. Don't go and make the same mistake people did, or don't go there you feel like, you have some clout and then you start doing your own thing. And you don't want to listen. We don't want that. The rescue mission is Sting Liberia, love Liberia, and we can build Liberia together. That's the rescue mission.
Thank you. Mr. Zeze, can you go ahead, sir?
But avec you gonna sleep, yeah? We gotta go, man. Yeah, we hope pamphlet.
I don't know how come our professional was gifting when you call one of the panelists names, and that's okay. But that's below the belt, and nothing about it is okay. I think tonight was a good night, and everybody who comes to reveal something, especially where we don't know what the fight are, could be true or untrue. We should protect whistleblowers. There should be no level of praises. Whether we believe them or not is not our place. Question them. Those who have the authority and the expertise to verify the facts should be there. We should only encourage the story and to tell their story as they know it. It is not our place to question the facts in their story. And I hope we can do that. Whistleblower protection is a universal thing. And Liberians should fall in line and be a part of the global village.
Thank you. Marie, and then Cindy will take us home.
I also want to speak to the appointees. As Liberians, our past should force us to make better decisions for our country success. And I have trust in them that they will do the job that they were hired for. However, I don't want them to mistake this panel of individuals that are aligned with the UP political ideology and think we would be on this platform to be a praise singer. I, for one, I'm not. I will criticize when it's deemed necessary. I would not sing Muya Muya like the typical seditionists did. If they do not do the job that the Liberian people and the president appointed them for, we will speak on it without any relent. Thank you, Nelson.
Thank you. Sandy, 1 minute.
Yeah, I think we had a good show. Again, I want to thank all of us for being here every night, speaking to the Liberian people. We had a guest who I believe, when it comes to the issue of the passport, I do believe that it's a serious matter. I believe that he have a serious concern. I have firsthand experience of how the Liberian passport has been misused in the hands of foreign nationals. So I do believe that the Liberian government should look into his story. The only issue I have with our guest is that he jumped from one topic to another. He became very, accusatory. He became very personal. He started to go into the Liberian Civil War. And I think when you get into that, you get people very emotional. You get people very upset. Again, I maintain that finger pointing, especially when it comes to our Civil War, is wrong. You can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. That's a very common saying. So you cannot praise one warlord and then try to go after other people with accusations. Now, the appointments, I believe the president is doing the right thing. I did express my concern when it comes to the Ministry of Health. But again, I do strongly, I'm very strongly impressed with the credential of Dr. Boto. And with the maybe the right, deputy minister of public, deputy minister of health for administration, with the right person, I believe she would get the help she needs to run that ministry. I also want to agree that hopefully those that are going into government will go there with integrity. We elected President Boakai because we believe that he's a clean man. Do not go there and destroy his record. And I want to ask President Boakai and his team, if anyone goes in there and do not serve the Liberian people, don't add George Weah. Don't keep add George Weah and keep Samuel Tuer there for 6 years destroying the Liberian economy. If a person is not performing, take them out right away. We have a lot of Liberians that are equally qualified to serve their country. Thank you.
So thank you, Cindy, and thanks to everyone tonight. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Alfred Yafanda. Thank you, Alfred Konawa. Thank you, Raymond Zeze, Marie Keta. We want to say thanks to you and Jilau Cindy. Thanks for being here tonight as well. I think we had a great show. We look forward to being here tomorrow again with another splendid presentation. Lots of issues to talk about, and we can only do our best to provide our audience the information, bring them up to speed with those happenings, and make some objective analysis here around those training issues. So it's been a great show. Just before we go, let me do something here very quick. I want to say a happy birthday to okay, so happy birthday to Dr. Willametta Simeon Sompon. Today is her birthday. She's celebrating a magnificent birthday today. Dr. Willametta Sompon. We want to wish her all the very best as she celebrates her birthday today. And so all the best. Birthdays are once in a year, so when you have one to celebrate, make the most of it. Happy birthday to you, Dr. Willametta Simeon Sompon. And so again, folks, we want to say thanks to everyone. We had a
Happy
great
birthday,
show.
Doctor. My brother Remo will take the number. It's okay.
You want
Remo, lift your head. You don't even see the doctor, man.
Remo is
Put
not.
me in a situation I can't handle,
One person.
Who put me in a situation I can't handle, bro?
Yeah, man. I think as Toure is in country, Toure says he and Shaq will be joining the show from studio on Friday. They will be coming studio live to join the show on
Would
Friday.
that be before they go to club or after they leave club?
Come on, the guys don't go to club. The guys
No
entertain
club on
themselves.
Friday.
After the Calabash close.
After the show, Calabar close.
Yeah, man. So again, thanks to everyone, man. We look forward to having a great show tomorrow. Bye bye.
Good night, people. Good night, team.
Okay. Good night. Good night, Mikey. Mikey didn't bring a Bible today. Mikey didn't bring her Bible today. But I want to say thanks to everyone, man. And join us tomorrow. I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks to the entire team. We'll be here tomorrow with another great show. Until then, have a good night and bye-bye.
Yes, sir. A special